Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Age of Empires 2 HD Edition Titans League Finals! Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes! 2.5 months we had to wait, but the day is finally there that Flojo and Laseraptor will duke it out in this final epic best of 3 for the very first Titans League title, who will be crowned the best Age of Empires 2 HD player out of mediocre level players, I guess. But nevertheless, how epic is this? Very epic, yes. Let's not go to the matchup screen, because we know what's in the matchup screen. It's one matchup, Flojo and Laseraptor. But before we go into this very first game, let's take a look back and go to the brackets. And for the very last time in this tournament, the music will cut immediately. People will miss this maybe. People will ask themselves what to do with life. But that's okay. Sometimes things die and you have to teach yourself to go on. But like a phoenix, this tournament will arise once again. But more on that later. Let's stop with the weird analogies. Look at this beautiful screen, my friends. Unfortunately, I have been stupid and I have deleted the group stage screen. Well, not deleted it. It's still on my computer, but it's not in OBS. So I cannot show you that. Just when I started the stream, I thought of that. But that's okay, because we can remember names like Wildell and Blueprints and Anouk Milla, all players that unfortunately didn't make the bracket stage, but will all hold dear in our hearts. But this were the 16 brave fighters that got out of the group stage, that went all head to head for that one prize, that epic prize. The most important prize, of course, is the awesome fame, the eternal fame you will get after winning a tournament like this. And the secondary part is winning some money. And I guess you can, at that point, you can call yourself an Age of Empires 2 professional. It depends a little bit on what kind of standards you hang, but let's just keep it at that. The winner of this, well, they are both actually professionals now, because the second place player wins 25% of the prize pool. But money is not important, I'm very sure. No one cares about that. We all care about some good Age of Empires. So let's not stall that for any longer. And let's go into the very first game. That is Flojo versus Laseraptor. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. It's happening. I'm going to load up the game. Is this a good game? Is it a correct game? Yes, it is. Alright, guys. Oh, I forgot to tell you, unfortunately, the games are not played live. I told you that, I promised you that, I know. But unfortunately, one of the players couldn't make it today. Couldn't play on this exact time. And thus we had to pre-play the entire tournament. Which is fine. I will bring you guys to the game screen, where we will examine the very first game. It is Migration. It is Flojo versus Laseraptor. Here we go. On the bottom side, in blue, it is Flojo playing as the Saracens. On the top side, in red, it is Laseraptor playing as the Japanese. The very first matchup in this best of 3 will be the Saracens versus the Japanese. Both of these civilizations we've seen before. Of course, the Migration map, now somewhat familiar to our watchers, because it was played in every best of 3 as the first map. And this time we have somewhat of a more, I would say, original, more classic Migration map with a bigger island with some resources on it. The big thing here, though, again, is that there is no island in between the players, which greatly reduces the time for galleys to arrive at the other side of the map and to the fishing ships, which can change a lot of things. Now, Laseraptor is probably in a position where he cannot draw that conclusion. No, he cannot. He is very much to the side of the map. In fact, his island is attached to the side. And in some maps, this can give you a clue because the maps are fairly mirrored. But Flojo, on the other hand, Flojo is, well, nearly in the middle of the map with his island. And if you analyze this correctly, you can draw the conclusion that the island is probably not blocking off a direct pathway to your enemy, which can greatly affect build orders and strategy. Now we do have the Saracens, and if I'm remembering this correctly, I think, wait, I have my notes here from the oh, that was not the right semifinals, I think. No, I forgot, unfortunately, what Flojo played in his semifinals versus Igionic, but I think it was the Saracens. I think it was the Japanese versus the Saracens too, where Igionic played the Japanese. Flojo won that. So we know that Flojo is familiar with this matchup, and that he apparently he likes the Saracens for a map like Migration. Not too strange, of course, with the galley bonuses there. And on the other hand, we have the Japanese, also a very normal pick here, a very versatile hybrid civilization for Laser Raptor, allowing for very early stability with the super tanky fishing ships that allow you to make mistakes. It's a civilization that allows you to make mistakes when it comes to that galley fight and that eco fight early on. And has some wood to spare, because the lumber camps and mining camps cost less, of course. So you have a little bit of leeway there with the Japanese, which is a very nice start. Strong starts, especially on maps where galley rushes are the primary way of winning, I would say, is very important. So very nice pick, and a classic matchup for this tournament, I would say. Now, the island this time is interesting. We have had a lot of migration maps where the island was a little bit redundant, I would say. Now, there is a sort of a middle ground that cannot be attacked by the ships. That's a very, very important part. But it's so interesting that the middle part is this kind of valley that's making it very vulnerable. There are a lot of resources on there though. So what will the strategy of these two players be? We know that Flojo is very, very aggressively minded, and we have seen Laser Raptor changing it up from time to time. We also see Laser Raptor having a lot of idle villagers. Okay, there he will go. Don't make mistakes, my friend. This is the finals. This is it. All your life is pointing to this very moment. Now both players have put out their very first dock, and just things as you would expect them. Although I do notice that Laser Raptor went for a very frontal dock and is already scattering his fishing ships out quite far away, which tells me that he's probably looking for as much map information as he can while still getting the food that he can. So I think that's a really nice way of getting, I would say, passively getting some information. Flojo just luring his deer back to the town center. We see that both players have perfected their ways here. That's not Flojo, that's Laser Raptor. I'm sleeping, I'm sorry guys. That's Laser Raptor. We see that both players nevertheless have, because Flojo did it too, perfected their early game ways, their eco ways, and have engaged in deer luring. Yes. Come on, deer, walk away. Now, in this time, it's no real time to really talk about what strategy they will do. No doubt both players will go for galley rush, and no doubt that we will see some galley fights very soon. We will see Flojo here going for the mining camp at minute 9 for 2 initial gold miners. Laser Raptor hasn't started mining gold, however. He has a lot of berry farmers there. It's a very, very high amount. It's very unusual. He has some trouble with that last deer. He's being a bit annoying, so it seems. That's probably one of the reasons that he has so many berry farmers. There's a little bit of trouble getting that deer at the correct spot. Now, the score is still very close, and I note this because, well, there has been a very big discrepancy between the two players in the other best of threes. I would say both LaserRaptor and Flojo absolutely dominated their other semi-finalists and really went into the finals guns blazing, both of them. We haven't seen these players play against each other, but I think we can conclude from watching them that they are probably very, very similar in skill. And I think that if both players have their day, that this could very well be a very interesting matchup to watch. Now, we'll have to see, of course. Maybe one, just like I guess the most telling one was the best of three Flojo versus Ikionic, where Ikionic clearly didn't really had his day, and things really went awry for him in that one. We don't want to spoil too much for people who want to watch that, maybe, but yeah, it was painful. Let's not lie about that. Well, this time around, not too much of a difference as of yet. A small point lead for Flojo, but not too much to write home about, I would say. Flojo has started building farms, so is using that wood already on the food, while you would rather get that for some galleys. And there we see LaserRaptor going for the feudal age at a minute 12, and Flojo has not started the feudal age yet, and it's about to get minute 13. And look at his food. He is missing 200 food. 200 food. So, oh my god, what kind of momentum will LaserRaptor get out of this? He has 3 dogs, and I'm very sure that they will very soon. They are all firing up with galleys. So look at that. I don't think that we had a water map where a player with such a tempo swing when it came to the galleys lost. So that's spelling no good for Flojo whatsoever. Oh no. Oh no. And it is the Japanese player this time. So these are just weak, measly little fishing ships that will go down very quick. And LaserRaptor will find that fishing ship bunch. And what will Flojo do? He must know he's super behind. Look at that. It's minute 14. He's still not feudal age. He just clicked up, but he's still on half. He will be feudal age well into minute 15. It is an insane late timing. Is it then? Maybe. Is it true? Isn't another player not having his day? 11. He's saying 11. Oh no. Oh no. What will this mean? Go away, Flojo says. Yes, well, it seems it's working somehow. Flojo's just buying his time, but he has to flee with all his fishing ships and deny the damage for his opponent. But look at his awkward placed gold mine. Oh no, LaserRaptor has now all the freedom to just deny Flojo the gold, so he doesn't even have the gold. Luckily for Flojo, is 420 gold. So that gives him some time to build some galleys, but this is not looking well whatsoever. Flojo will go for his 5th dock. That's another player that's going for 5 docks in a time in the game where you can in no way, shape or form sustain a 5 dock production line. I can promise you that much. But it's maybe the panic, and again, maybe it's that Flojo, maybe he's nervous, I don't know. Oh, it seems that he cancelled it. He's still trying to get his fishing ship to work, to do something, and he is going to build his galleys. Now I'm hoping for him that he is docking these galleys. Well, at least docking that one, and maybe, yes, he won't dock these one, and will pick off that first galley. So that's very nice for Flojo. But there is a lot of work to do. Again, a lot of games look like this on C maps, and they didn't go well at all. So Laser Raptor recognizes that his ship was a little bit out of position, will move that away, but I think overall he will be very happy with the current situation. He has all the time in the world to expand, has all the freedom in the world to now just go to this island and really expand there and really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really make use of that lead that he made, that he built for himself here. Look at the number difference here, and he cannot store his units anymore because the dock's too damaged. The first dock will actually go down. Oh no! It's 5 ships to 15. 5 to 15. That's not okay. Flojo really has to come up with a very solid plan here to turn this one around. This is not looking good. This is not how you want to start the first... consolidate. Yes, that is exactly the word I tried to push out of my face with air. Consolidate. But I didn't find the word. But here, Flojo will find the opportunity to get one pick off. Unfortunately, he has one out of position galley that he will find, so it will be a 1-for-1 trade-off. That's not what he wants to do. He really wants to get those advantageous trade-offs here. Maybe he can use a fishing ship 1 or 2, sacrifice a fishing ship to distract the fire and just get some shots off. I think that would be worth it at this point because it's very desperate times for Flojo. He's just he's running away. He's not interested in fighting. I think that's not too strange. But look at these galleys. They have +1. There's so many. They're tearing these docks absolutely apart. And Flojo seems a little bit clueless. Now he did go castle. Let's not forget on that fact. And Laser Raptor is not going castle. So Flojo really tried to go fast castle here, and it somewhat succeeded. He got delayed by a couple of minutes because of the aggression. But if he can turn this around when he gets castle, that would be huge. That could be the answer. That could definitely be the answer. In the other games that we've seen on water maps, the other player just didn't get the chance. He says his gold mine is not really placed well. I guess that's true. In the other maps, what I was trying to say, the other water maps, the other player just didn't get the chance to get Castle Age. They were too damaged in terms of economy to do something. But Flojo pulled it off and sees an opportunity here. Is not out of this game yet. If he can turn these galleys into war galleys and find a connection with Laser Raptor. Let's not forget the game Laser Raptor versus Ickonic, where Laser Raptor lost because of the amazing Castle Age timing and war galley timing from Ickonic and the engagement timings that he took. If Flojo can do that, he can defeat Laser Raptor exactly in the same way. But Flojo will go to the Castle Age here. Laser Raptor will probably see that. He is still over 1,000 points behind though, despite being an age below him. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm very sure that Flojo has instantly clicked to that war galley, because timing is everything. Yes, it's already at 40%. He should really assemble his navy and try to find that connection with Laser Raptor's army. Let's go to Laser Raptor's perspective so we can exactly see when he is going into that Castle Age. There he will find the first galley while still being galleys. The upgrade is nearly done there. The upgrade is finished. And now Laser Raptor has to run for his life. He was probably watching that because he knew what was coming. But is he? He has a lot of galleys, so he can maybe take the fight. But should he? No, he's not going to. Do not forget that war galleys also have that extra range. Really makes that fight harder, even if you want to out-micro that. And now it's Laser Raptor who has to run away. And he is still not going Castle Age. He still misses 200 food, and he is finishing up the market, so it's only about the food that he has to get. And this little window is the chance for Flojo to really turn things around and to really start trying to get matters into own hands. He will go for a fighter galley versus simple galleys. That can be effective. He can take one down. He probably shouldn't send it alone though, because no, I thought they were a little bit tankier, but they definitely weren't. Is going to try and stop Laser Raptor here from going to the other island, but he's way too late. So Laser Raptor will still have that advantage over Flojo. And this is not the kind of thing you want to do right now as Flojo, because this kind of damage is not going to matter too much. Is not going to do much at all. He really needs to find fishing ships. He really needs to find galleys and really bring down those numbers before Laser Raptor can make some war galleys at its own. He has a full, let's say, 6 to 7 minutes to do that. That is a lot of time to actually do that. He will find these galleys, and if he moves up just a little bit farther, he can actually find the fishing ship. That would be a huge deal. He's only 500 points behind right now, but it is this window where he has to deal the damage. It's so important, and I think he knows it, because you see Flojo looking for opportunities. You see him looking for parts in the map to do damage. He has masked up some fire galleys. He should probably... Oh no! Oh no! Laser Raptor doesn't know. He doesn't see the fire galleys. Not completely. He probably doesn't realize what's over there. Flojo has succeeded in denying Laser Raptor the gold, so he will be slowed down, and Laser Raptor has only 80 gold, so he won't probably be able to get that upgrade. So he needs to either sell some food or get some gold miners in, maybe on the other island. He has the opportunities, that's not the point. It's about the timing. The timing is everything right now, because this game just went for a huge lead from Laser Raptor into, I would say, some trouble for him. And he still doesn't really have the opportunities to take action. Now he did find a chance to get the war galleys over, but look how many villagers Flojo is killing here. Flojo is trying to bring down the docks in order to prevent maybe the upgrade from happening, or maybe the units from getting out. These galleys will come out, and they probably will be destroyed before they get... Ooh, they will get war galleys, but not for too long. Oh my word. And now the insane war galley army that was once measly and weak is now very scary for Flojo. And this is all about the micro now. He cannot possibly lose these fire galleys. That would mean the end. He's trying to get back, trying to get the damage on the dock, trying to stop the dock from producing units. Will he commit to stopping it? Yes, he probably will. He's kiting back, probably looking for killing that other dock too. On the other side, no, I thought there were units. And here the fight breaks loose. Now he has these fire galleys on the front. That's really what you want. And what Laser Raptor really should do at this point is just pull back with the galleys that actually get fired on. That will really reduce the fire galleys damage. Make use of that short range, but no. And look at the army of Laser Raptor. All the fire galleys, they're obliterating the war galleys. And I don't think that Laser Raptor is realizing this. He thinks he has the numbers advantage, but the fire galleys, they are way too effective. Oh no, he doesn't realize. He thinks he's winning, I'm sure. He keeps committing. Oh no. Look at this. Oh no, he's losing all his fire galleys. And the once epic sea domination from Laser Raptor has been completely obliterated. Nothing of it is left. And the 1000 point lead from Laser Raptor has been swapped to a 1000 point lead for Flojo. And the entire sea is now his oyster. Now Laser Raptor does have this trump card. This game is not over. Laser Raptor does have the long-term game. He does have the main island. Does have ways probably to get the resources in and to protect the resources that he has on the island. But he needs an answer to the navy from Flojo. He completely misinterpreted that fight. He was convinced he could win it, I'm sure. He just stood still with his navy. He thought the numbers would do it for him, but the fire galleys were way too strong. The counter is just way too hard, and there was no real micro that I could see from Laser Raptor, so that's a real big mistake there. As I said during the fight, if he pulled back with the fire with the galleys that got fired up, they will chase a little bit. And all those little seconds of the fire ships not dealing damage is what can win you a fight like this. Now Laser Raptor should probably start consolidating, as they say. Now I remember, consolidating on one of his advantages. He's trying to get some answer to the fire galleys. Unfortunately, he cannot store the units anymore, so he cannot really build up an army. And now the Japanese fishing ships will die. Yes, they are Japanese fishing ships, but a couple of war galleys will still get rid of these in a jiffy. And it's looking like Laseraptor is running out of options when it comes to naval priority. And I'm surprised to see that he's not really doubling down on the main island, because it doesn't really matter that you have naval priority if you cannot get on the island. He should probably boom. He's still on one town center. So is Flojo. They're both on on single town centers. Only Laseraptor has all the chance in the world to just go double or even triple town center. Yes, he maybe needs the resources now in an attempt to regain sea control, but I mean, with this much of a lead for Flojo in the water, I don't know if it's worthwhile. Now he will go for a castle and try to give himself a foothold in that way. And I like the positioning here in this little crevice where you can probably get some docks in that can then be protected by the castle. But it's all solutions that are not really going to do the trick for him at the moment. I think that Laseraptor has had 10 docks right now. And oh my word, remember what I said at the beginning of the game? I don't think we have seen a swing like this in the tournament before. And I think that this game is very, very promising for this best of 3. Now the castle has been finished, so he will have control of this part of the scene. Can probably create a dock here. Has also now power over the gold. Yes, the dock will go down and he can now safely go and farm some gold again. And I don't understand why he is so set on getting the gold. He has a gold for free here. Flojo is in no way, shape or form even preparing for boarding the island. I'm not sure if he even realizes. Yes, he does know. Okay, so he does know that Laseraptor is on there. He must assume that Laseraptor is doing something over there, but he's not. Now Laseraptor is not boarding the main island, he's boarding, or Flojo, he's just boarding Laseraptor. Also a very sound idea indeed. Now that's of course in this way very, very nifty, because Laseraptor cannot really do anything about this at the moment. He has no land military units. He could go for samurai, but those don't do the trick. He should build archers, but it's just too late right now. So there will be a castle in Laseraptor's life that he has no real tools of dealing with as of now. And the villagers over there will die. And that means that suddenly the wood supply for Laseraptor on his main island will deplete. And he GG's it with the castle down, having no real way of dealing with that. And that means that Flojo takes the first game. The migration map goes to Flojo. And oh my god, what a comeback from Flojo. He was behind in feudal timing for 3 minutes, and somehow Laseraptor couldn't deal the damage to cripple Flojo enough to prevent him from going Castle Age and getting these war galleys in. What a game. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty good. I am even more hyped. Yes, he did start going for the stone, but he just did not really consolidate on getting the economy that this island could provide. That's a real shame. But I guess that makes it even more interesting. That means that Flojo will get that first game, and it shows that he is often the aggressor in the game, but is very well equipped to actually deal with aggression himself and actually turn it around into a win. So that must be a very scary sight for Laseraptor to know that Flojo can pull that off, even with such a weak, I would say, a weak early game. Now with that we have already reached the second game, and well, I don't want to wait for too long because I'm just really curious how this one's going to pan out. So let's go right into that second game. It is going to be Oasis, and I forgot to change the score. The game is already going. I'm going to very quickly change the score. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's all good, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Yes. It should update very soon. I'm not sure. Did I switch screen? No, I did not switch screen. Okay, guys. Here we go. It's all okay. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all good. I think it will show the point for Flojo. Now you may have noticed in the semifinals that things went a little bit wrong in terms of color switching, and because one of the semifinals went wrong, I decided to do the other semifinals exactly the same to just decrease the unbalance, not increase it. But for the finals, it will go as intended. So that means that Flojo is now player 2 and Laseraptor is now player 1. They swapped sides, and the next game they will be swapped again. Now, before I say anything else. On the right side, in blue, it is Laseraptor playing as the Mongols. On the left side, in red, it is Flojo playing as the Aztecs. Yes. The Aztecs versus the Mongols. Very interesting, very volatile matchup that we've seen before. A couple of times, actually, this tournament. And I think that all of them turn out to be very interesting games. I'm hoping that this one will be too. Now, I failed to mention the bans from the last map, so I won't do that this time. First, let's see, Laseraptor, he banned the Britons and the Mayans, so he's not interested in going up versus any Archer civilizations, not interested in that. And Flojo banned the Huns and the Celts, or the Celts. So, these are the bans, and then they picked Mongols and Aztecs. And Flojo is probably planning on doing something very aggressive. We've seen almost every time out of this man aggression in the early game, and with a civilization like the Aztecs, I wouldn't expect anything else. And it does seem like Flojo is actually stealing some sheep from Laseraptor. Now Laseraptor is tracking back with his scout, trying to prevent these sheep from running away. But that's already Flojo doing a little bit of shenaniganry over there. Oh no. He missed this. Okay, he realizes that the sheep went up, probably is going back. 11. A little bit of a funny banter, but he will miss this single. Oh no, he didn't realize there was a sheep over there. Oh no. So Flojo will be one sheep ahead. And versus Mongols, that can be very nice, because they have that food advantage on you probably with the 50% faster working hunters. Now, maybe less so with the Aztecs, of course, that have a very strong economy for themselves, but still, that's very nice. And how funny that Laseraptor didn't realize that he missed with sheep. Could have easily taken that back if he wanted to. And what will we see out of these players? Flojo will even pick up some more sheep along the way. We'll also be very happy about that. We'll bring back home a lot of sheep. So a lot of food there for the Aztec player to work with. And what would it be? Will we see a Drush out of Flojo? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It could be very nice to get a Mongol to get him on his knees early, because they really need that feudal power spike, the Mongols, to get ahead in that late game. Because their power spike in the Castle Age drops off quite a bit. Because Mangudai on their own are just not really that interesting. You really need that strong Imperial Age to shine. And a lot of Mongol players will thus get some sort of feudal age advantage out to get themselves there, to prevent their opponents from doing anything aggressive or maybe game winning in the earlier stages of the game. So that I would say is the goal here for Flojo, to really get to really stop Laser Raptor in his tracks and don't get that Mongol machine going. Because I think as an Aztec player, it's really hard to deal with that.
Oh.
Mongol onagers are very effective versus Eagle Warriors because they are so fast. You can kind of kite them down. Not really, they're still slower, but it's pretty hard to deal with it, especially when you have a solid front line there. So the Aztec player really has to... oh no, he loses his scout. That is not good. Yes, 11. Flojo will be very happy with that. Already has a 200 point lead over the Mongol player, of course. No, wait, he's a Mongols. No, he has a better scout. Never mind. No, so part of it is probably the sheep, but that's all looking very good for Flojo. And as I said, his objective should probably be to get some early lead and to keep the Mongol player down. So getting a free scout like that, what a mistake from Laser Raptor to walk into the town center like that. So these kind of mistakes that you really want to avoid here in that final best of 3. Here we see that Laser Raptor, however, will go for that very, very early feudal age and going for the stable. So he is planning on going for a super early scout rush. And with the timing, I think Flojo will predict it. And he's actually going to wall off. Interestingly enough, he's going to wall off this part. Not going to make use of the trees over there. And that could be a fatal mistake if he does that again, because this costs you a lot of time that you really don't have to use. He's now going for the house, but I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any barracks. Not seeing any sign of Flojo to actually deal with this. And Laser Raptor already produced his first scouts. So Laser Raptor is not interested in getting another loss on his head. That would, of course, end this finals. But that's not looking great. That's not looking great. Okay, there the barracks will go. But there is no wall off. Yes, Flojo made a wall off on the other side. But that is exactly the side that Laser Raptor will not attack. So that's a little bit lucky for Laser Raptor. A little bit unlucky for Flojo. Now his lead is gone. Of course, that's because of the barracks and all the stables and the scouts. The barracks will be finished. And if he's smart, he should immediately start producing spearmen to kind of deal with this. He will. He will do that. He had no gold mine. And he's going to just get these deer in the back. So he has that little safety over there. Laser Raptor's just waiting on his next scout to arrive. Will lose a little bit of tempo there. Now, will just now elect to go for that. And Flojo couldn't make it so that his wall would be finished in time. And now Laser Raptor will try and prevent Flojo from finishing that, but sees the spearmen going. They are going to protect him. Now, what's Flojo going to do? Is he going to make the wall off? Yes, very nice reaction there from Flojo, instantly walling himself off. We haven't seen this too much this game, but will he do it again? Yes, okay, some sound micro there from Flojo, instantly walling off these gold mines, making sure he can get hit over there. But he can manage to do it here, unfortunately for him. He has a spearman in the way though, and with this, Laser Raptor is not really able to find an opening. again, the quick walling. The quick walling is getting there, but he's just a little bit too late. But still, the Spearman, he is chasing, something you don't really see experienced players do. But because it's so small, and because the window for them is so small to attack, it's actually working. And now the scouts for Laser Raptor are just trapped into this base. And there's not really anything they can do. And that's a lot of resources wasted for very little impact. Oh no, he denied the wall. He cancelled the wall to let in some gold miners. And now he's going to lose villagers. So that's nice for Laser Raptor. But still, if you commit to this very fast scout with 3 scouts, you really want some more damage to be done. This is the damage that has been done currently is very minimal. But as I said, it's actually the Aztec player that has to get control of this game right now. And he's really struggling to find that as of now. And it is now that Laser Raptor is really going to town and finding the little holes in the defense of Flojo. But again, they are trapped into this base. So they have to stay here and probably die at some point. But the lead is slowly building for Laser Raptor, so he's probably happy about that. And that means that he can probably safely go to the Castle Age pretty soon. And then start building that Mangudai, that feared Mangudai army. And the speed that the Mongols bring to a map, I think the Aztecs have maybe a little bit of problems dealing with that. And especially in the standoff, the stalemate standoff, that could be a very interesting one. And now he's just finishing up his walls. Ooh, nearly getting body blocked there. And he's not, the thing is, he's not leaving his spearman next to all the resources. He could just leave one spearman over at the resources, and that would be enough for the scouts. Oh no, the scout was too low. Laser Raptor did not see that scout being so low, and will lose it to the villagers. And now he will have to micro that back in order to get the pick off going. So he will get another villager, but the scouts are slowly getting too weak, too low to actually do something here. But again, it's a small lead. It's actually no lead. Let's not lie about that. That's only 40 points. So nothing wrong there. But still, it's that time that he can now bridge to get to a point where the Mongols really want to be. Here, he should just fight. Yes, fight with your villagers. The scouts are simply too weak to fight back. You could just react with that. And they are both now so low that a very short fight is instantly going to kill them. And this is going to be very interesting. Now the castle is nearly finished for Laser Raptor. So the scouts have in that way probably done their job, because Flojo is not castle yet, and no, has not clicked up. That's what I thought. He does have the resources, but he does not have the tech buildings. So that's a little bit unfortunate, and he didn't really have the time probably to build them either. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Now he will go Castle Age. Flojo does have the wood now to go for the tech building. He probably should. Time is money here. Instantly going for that second town center. Laser Raptor is really putting all his money on that booming. While Flojo is just now getting his market, so he will be far behind in terms of economic tempo. And it's again Flojo on the back foot, but again, we have seen it the last game. He is capable of turning things back around. the first game Flojo was already behind. So, and that's funny to think about, because Flojo throughout the entire tournament was the player in every game that was dominant in the early game. Had a very aggressive strategy, aggressive plays that just simply 9 out of 10 times straight up won in the game. And now for the second time in this best of 3, he is on the back foot in the very beginning of the match and has to play from behind. Now he is not Castle Age. Did he click up? I'm hoping for him that he did. Yes, he's 1/3 there. But he has Spearmen. They have 1/1 upgrades, so they can somewhat deal with the Knights. The Knights have the armor though. So that's going to be a problem. If he micros this correctly, he shouldn't lose any Knights. He shouldn't lose any Knights. Only 3 Spearmen for Flojo. He should probably made more when he saw the Castle Age from Laser Raptor. He's going to lose the first Spearman trying to get that Knight. He will get 1 Knight. 1 Knight for 3 Spearmen. It can kind of be okay. It can be an okay trade-off. But now the Knights, they will probably start smashing down on the barracks. Flojo, having villagers near, can just simply finish, or not finish, start buildings here, prevent that from happening. And this is a toughie. This is a toughie for Flojo. This is something different than galleys that cannot enter your economy. He's trying to catch Laser Raptor off guard when he's going for some eco. Here is the Castle Age for Flojo. You should probably go for that upgrade. He does have the resources. Yes, instantly the pikeman upgrade will go down. So again, Flojo will have that answer. But again, these are no galleys. These are galleys on horses with swords that can stab your villagers to death, no problem. And Laser Raptor should probably commit to that fight before these spearmen get pikemen. You should probably do that. But now they're pikemen, and now it gets problematic. Oh no, he's committing. Oh no, he's committing. He might lose knights here. Yes, that's 1 knight down, 2 knights down. That's very nice for Flojo. And the point difference is only 30 points. Look how close these games are. And now, can Flojo do it again? Look at the priority he sets on stone builders. It's a little bit too much, I'm afraid. He realizes this, reassigns them. They probably got automatically assigned when they finished the town center. The Eagle Scout will also go down for Flojo, depriving him of any information, possible information, about the plans of Laser Raptor. And what's Laser Raptor going to do? He has a slight economic advantage. He knows this. He knows that he has that earlier town center. He is on 3 town centers. Flojo is just on 2 right now. Is building... Oh no, that's a castle. That is a castle. So he's going to ensure that gold and going to ensure that foothold on this side. I'm probably expecting him to build something here. I would have expected the building there, I would say. But I think that he really wants to try that to get that gold. And we just got a message from the best player of Age of Empires in the world that Flojo is in fact going to win this match. So I'm really contemplating on just going Alt F4 and just calling it a day. Now, that makes me think. I'm curious what you guys think. Who is going to win this game, guys? Not the best of 3. Who's going to win this game? Is it going to be Laser Raptor, or is it going to be a 2-0 for Flojo? Is he going to slam dunk this finals here? Who's going to win? I want to see it in chat. Is it Flojo or is it Laser Raptor? I'm curious what you guys think. Now again, Laser Raptor has that economic advantage. He knows this. He has the 3 town centers. He is not scouting for Flojo to do anything, but he's just going probably to get that Mongolian steam engine rolling. That is very hard to be stopped once it's really going. Now, Flojo is just now on 3 town centers, so he's really behind in terms of economy. 56 population to 88. So it's not looking good for Flojo. It's not looking good at all. As I said earlier on in the game, the Aztecs have to suppress that Mongolian player. They really have to keep him down. You don't want to get in a situation where you're behind like this. And without a real answer, and it also doesn't seem that Flojo has a plan after this. It seems like he had a plan for the early game, but that plan's not really here anymore. And that is a little bit of an issue because we see that Laseraptor is just now planning for his next attack. Now, luckily for Flojo, he does have a castle placed here. Has his production building nicely placed in a blockade formation. Oh no, he's not realizing it. He will take full hits from that castle. That's a lot of damage, and there are no priests in the composition for Laseraptor. That's a lot of health, and yes, he will just take that hill for free. Laseraptor instantly realizes the better location of the map. And again, I would have really, I thought that he would just really want to gold and then go for the hill, but he just is not going for the hill. That's a little bit of an error. That's a little bit of an error for from Flojo. And time is not Flojo's friend. This is not the late game. Is not the Aztecs to win. Yes, the Eagle Warriors can be an answer to the Mangudai, but the speed of the Mongols, it's something that the Aztecs really can deal with. And on a map like Oasis, it's a little bit less so because it's very confined where the fights will be. But the fact that there are still two locations, the fact that you can cut through these woods and create another one, or that you can pressure them and kite them, makes it that the advantage will definitely go to the Mongols. But does Flojo realize this? Because again, it's not looking like he is. He's trying to turtle up in his base. And the point difference slowly going to Laseraptor's side. Archery range stable. Slowly but surely, Laseraptor is putting up a military camp right on the doorstep of Flojo. That's now building Aztec monks. Yes, that is a very nice addition to that composition. If he can get these knights to turn and then to turn on the crossbows, that could be very beneficial. That could really turn the tides of this battle. I completely agree with the priest. Is he going to make more, or am I just talking gibberish? Maybe I'm talking gibberish. Maybe he just made it for the relic, but I would really like fervor. No. He's definitely planning on making more monks. You should probably add another monastery and just pump out monks. Oh, he is. I'm sleeping. Okay, so he's going for the mass monk. That's a very understandable composition here. But it's still not the time for Flojo to wait around. His enemy is already going Imperial Age, already half Imperial Age. Minute 34, normal timings there. Everything going to plan for Laseraptor. Not so much for Flojo. And where in the previous map we've seen Flojo have a very clear comeback plan, a very clear idea of how to get back into the game, he now seems a little bit lost and without an answer. I'm also surprised to see him not doing any kind of retaliation to the other side and maybe just a little bit slow him down. Just nothing. And the castles of Flojo are nice, but they will be made short work of when the trebuchets will start rolling out, which will be probably in the coming minutes. Yes, instantly Laser Raptor is going for the trebuchets. And how will Flojo deal with the pressure? Because look at this tiny army that Flojo has. Is he producing units? It doesn't really seem like he is. And this can be an issue. But it's looking like Laser Raptor is dead set on making this a 1-1 score and going for that third game. And it's going to be the very first and then also the very last Arabia game of this very tournament. Everything is now pointing towards that situation with a 1,000-point lead for Laser Raptor and the very first trebuchet on the hill. Now, it's not really protected, so there's a small window maybe for Flojo to get that. But look at the strong position of that castle. Again, I cannot understand why Flojo didn't get that hill. That hill was so dangerous. It was a 1+1. But there, with the range of the hill, and probably engineers, he will get to that castle. And Flojo simply doesn't have an answer to this. So, time that was already not on his side is now very, very short. Now, the knights still have only +1 armor, so they will take a lot of damage from these castles. But they are probably just here to protect these trebuchets. Laser Raptor has time. He knows this. He knows this all the time in the world. But the armies that he has are piling up. And Flojo, again, he's just not making the units. We've talked about this a lot in this tournament. You need units to win a strategy game. Make the units. Do not make the units. 3 trebuchets now for Laser Raptor. And Flojo not really any way to deal with it. Another monastery will be added. So he's going to really double down on that monk strategy. He made a third, but he's not producing anything out of the other two, so that's a little bit strange. He does have a lot of gold, so he does have the resources to actually go for that mass conversion. There the knights and the hussars will go, and the monk will now, he will need some stellar micro to actually prevent this from happening. Is he? No, he only got one knight. He really should have microed the monks. That would be insane. He would have had a lot of knights there, but still he managed to get some. But will it be enough to deal with the hussars? Maybe it's enough to really stall this out for a little bit while he's making a second castle. But he needs that. I'm completely sleeping. He's already Imperial Age. Oh, there, the mangonels. Laser Raptor is not paying attention, and just when they turn into Arbalest, they will get shot. Unfortunately, they will go down, and they're a little bit awkwardly positioned. And Flojo will lose his army here probably, because the raw power that Laser Raptor has here will just simply get rid of the units of Flojo, and it's not looking very good. It's looking like a game 3, guys. It's looking like a game 3 here, because Flojo doesn't really seem to have an answer, despite him having over 2k of the most valuable resources. He can make a lot of very effective units. He could have made so many Eagle Warriors. There would have been a perfect answer to this composition, but he's simply just not making the units. I do not understand what's happening here, actually. And so the third castle will go down. He will have the resource to build a fourth, but I'm questioning if he should. And if he will, if it shouldn't be somewhere more in the back, because he just doesn't have the power now or the time to deal with the trebuchets. He has to wait that probably when the push is further into the base and the castle is no longer protecting the trebuchets, he can find a window to damage it. But also for that, yes, that's probably for now a better positioning of the castle, because you then force the trebuchets to get out of the range of the protecting castle. But Flojo is very quickly running out of options here. 2,500 point difference. And I'm looking for the parts of the game where he is doing things, but it's there's just no real plan to this. Everything points toward that. Oh no, oh no. The Hussars will now start pouring into his base. He has a lot of monks, but of course the Hussars have that resistance. Forces the conversion. And the very expensive army that Flojo wants to have with the monks is, has been brought down with little to no effect, I would say. And if he now had the Eagle Warrior army to actually deal with this, he could made maybe a pushback, but he just didn't make the units. I do not understand. Again, I just don't. Laser Raptor simply just controls almost half of the map. It hasn't been contested. The only thing that Flojo did to Laser Raptor's economy was that single sheep that he stole. But everything after that went downhill from Flojo. The first game he was behind, couldn't get he was behind, couldn't get back on top of it. This game not so much. There's no real way of dealing with this, unfortunately. We'll bring down that monk. He will 11, and yes, the GG will come after that. And with that, we will have a comeback from Laser Raptor. And that will mean the series will go to the third game. And it will be 1-1. With Laser Raptor winning that second game, Mongols versus Aztecs. We've seen a lot of fighting, but actually from, I would say, minute 10, when the scouts started attacking Flojo, it all went downhill from there. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, look how close these players are in terms of skill level. Now, judging from these two games, who do you think is going to take the series? Is it going to be Flojo or is it going to be Laser Raptor? I really don't know. I really don't know. I think the first game that we've seen still has a lot of signs that Flojo has that game knowledge in him, that power in him to actually deal with Laser Raptor. And now we will go to the very last game of this Titans League tournament, guys. It's been an awesome run. And I've cast, I think, about 80 games for this entire tournament. And it's been so quickly. Let's not get too sentimental yet, but I just wanted to take that moment in. I see hearts in the chat. And I just clicked on loading the very last game. And again, I forgot to update the score. It's okay. Let me check. Let me just fix that for a second. The game's already going, but that's okay, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. These are aggressive players, but not that aggressive. Not that I think. Okay. The third game, it's on its way. It's 1-1. One game for Flojo, one game for Laser Raptor, and this game will decide who will be the very first Titans League champion. Ladies and gentlemen, you can say you were here. The very first conclusion of the Titans League tournament. And for the very last time this tournament, I will announce. On the left side, in blue, it is Flojo playing as the Aztecs. On the right side, in red, it is Laser Raptor playing as the Franks. This time it will be the Aztecs versus the Franks. And maybe this is a matchup that is somewhat more favorable for Flojo. Very interesting that Laser Raptor went for the Franks in his very last game, because you're not really well, we've talked about this so many times. You're not really conveying anything. It's all in the open here. This is going to be a fast castle, probably with some knights. it's I'm being told that I have to watch the boar. I'm not sure what boar. He got that boar? Is that what he means? He's going to lame the boar. Oh, is he going to succeed? Is he going to succeed? Now, Laser Raptor, no. He is going to watch that, get that Eagle Scout and try to block that boar off and to de-aggro it. Now, it's really on to Flojo to get that aggro, keep that aggro going. He's going to whack that boar's ass. No, you're mine, boar. And no, Flojo has to walk back. No, he will lose the aggro. Fail to keep the aggro on. That would have been huge in a Frank versus Aztec matchup. That would have been huge. Now he has the time to. Oh, but look at that. He will lose a villager. So he will have. He will do probably due to the micro required for getting that boar back. Will have lost a villager. So Flojo did get something out of that. He's not completely lost the momentum out of that. He doesn't know that, of course, but it's nice. It's just nice to do things like that to get a little edge. Unfortunately for Flojo, he failed on luring his own boar that will walk all the way back. It's always so painful when it happens, so you have to watch it walk all the way back, and I do it just too fast to actually deal with it. So painful. But things will just that's a little bit of early action, but things will return to normal. And what will Flojo's plan be? And does he have a plan B? Again, he's probably going to do the same plan that he had for the last game, but now hoping that Laser Raptor won't suppress him before he can do anything. And for that, he should probably really work on his timings, because the Feudal Age timings for Flojo were really off this best of 3, despite this being a 1-1 situation right now. And what is Laser Raptor going to do? Is he going to simply go do the thing that the Franks do? Go for that fast castle night rush? Or is he just going... Does he have something cooked up for this last game? Because that's maybe something you think about when you're in a best of 3 of a finals and you maybe want a trump card, want a trump strategy to get your opponent with, to catch him off guard. We will have to see. We will probably know in a very short while, as we're entering the 7th minute here, and it's closing to be around that time where maybe signs of drushes will be seen. We don't see gold miners for Flojo yet. We don't see them either for Laser Raptor. Now Flojo is missing sheep over here, and did he not realize that? That would be very painful. He's just missing 2 sheep. He was 1 sheep ahead in the last game. He's now 2 sheep behind. That puts Laser Raptor at 1 sheep lead. The sheep game at this point is being won by Laser Raptor. No, Flojo is just going for the deer. Oh, is he going to find him? Is he now going to realize that they're over there? Yes, he now realized that this was a little spot that he probably didn't scout. Yes, and over there he's probably sighing now, because things like this, they are just very annoying. Well, it will buy you some time, will prolong that time that you are forced to go for... oh no. Oh no. But Laser Raptor saw it. These villagers were probably going to build a very forward military building, but Laser Raptor for the 2nd time will just walk with his scout to the exact location where Flojo is planning it. Flojo should have known that Laser Raptor is scouting like this, and he should have probably sent his villagers not straight through the middle to prevent this from happening. That would have probably been a very different game. Because now, yes, look at that. Laser Raptor is simply instantly putting down that barracks, giving him all the time to build units to react to this. And what is Flojo going to do? Oh, he's mining stone. I completely missed that. He's mining stone. The third game will be a tower rush from Flojo. And is Laseraptor going to be able to deal with this? Does he know it's going to be a tower rush? He hasn't scouted. No, he hasn't scouted Flojo. He has no idea. He actually lost sight of the villagers, so doesn't really know where they are at this point. And he's going Feudal Age. So very close in Feudal Age. They are nearly just identical Feudal Age timings there. And now I'm pretty sure Flojo will look for that first spot to build a tower. Laseraptor does see the units, now probably realizes that it's going to be a tower rush. Flojo does know where that wood line is, but that's going to be a very aggressive last game. And a battle, villager against villager, will break out. If Laseraptor can hold this off, that will be very hard for Flojo to come back from. His economy is completely geared towards a tower rush right now, and losing 4 villagers and all the momentum, that's really painful. But Flojo is going for an all or nothing strategy here in that last game. Is realizing that he doesn't want to get pushed around any longer, doesn't want to lose that early game, and is taking initiative here in this third game. The spearmen do come out because he is probably expecting some form of stable unit shenanigans, but the first watchtower will go down. And there's not much that Laseraptor can do about it, except just build a tower for his own and stop that push from happening. So that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to protect his own resources with towers of his own, whilst going for a very forward gold. He could have picked that gold, but he's, interestingly enough, going for the gold that's even farther away. I wonder why that is. And Flojo is going to try and prevent him from actually getting the tower to finish, but that's not going to work. And his militia, yes, can probably pick off one, and one militia is probably fine. And he's actually going to try and kill that militia with his own villagers. Shouldn't lose the villagers though, that's probably not worth it. And what's Flojo going to do now? Because this is maybe a nuisance for Laseraptor, but not really anything that will set him back enough. In fact, the points are still equal. Laseraptor predicts the next step for Flojo and is already building a tower next to the gold that he's mining. Now, Flojo will never be in time to build his own tower. He's going to try to stop the villagers with the Eagle Scout, but it just wouldn't work. And his tower is already going down, so the tower rush is not really working here for Flojo. And I think it's the first time that we've actually seen someone being able to deal with the tower rush. All the other times, tower rushes were just, they won the game then and there. But here, it does not. Flojo is electing to build that next tower here on the hill. We'll lose a villager actually, but Laseraptor has to deal with a wolf of his own. But he has the numbers advantage here for the villagers. And yeah, he has to delete that tower. Now the spearman will come through. It will probably help with building the finishing of the tower. But he will not be in time before Laseraptor will build a tower of his own. Now the spearman really shouldn't stop walking. But Flojo is just going to stop and abort this mission altogether. And that means that Flojo just invested a lot of resources in something that didn't really work. At all. And thus peace returns to this map. We are 16 minutes in and we've had plenty of action already. And it's there's no sign that it will stop. The archery range will go down for Flojo. And Laseraptor, oh, that's the wrong guy. Yes, Laser Raptor does know about this. What will his response be? It's very responsive play, very reactive play till now from Laser Raptor, but it's been really effective. And I'm pretty sure we'll see an archery range here. Yes, we'll see an archery range for Laser Raptor, but also a stables here. It is producing scouts, so Laser Raptor is looking for some form of reaction here. And again, the quick walls from Flojo to prevent Laser Raptor from getting in. Will it be enough? The first scout will come out. What will he do? Will he actually go for the economy of Flojo, or will he try and get rid of the units? Is not too interested in engaging. I can totally understand that. It's not too much that one scout can do here, but it can really probably annoy that. No, he's going to go back to the spearman. Probably shouldn't do that. Okay, he's going to be able to walk away from these. And is now connecting to the skirmishers. Should really run away from the spearman, but there's now no way to really get to there. And oof, the spearman did die before it could land a hit, but the other spearman got rid of the scout. It's a little bit unfortunate for Laser Raptor there. And he is very much committing to this feudal fight. I would have guessed that Laser Raptor would maybe go for a castle age, but no, they're both committing to that feudal fight, and they're just building towers in each other's faces, really trying to get that pressure to keep that pressure going. And again, what will Laser Raptor do? He has been very successful in fending off these attacks. This is the first game we will see against these two that have Flojo having the upper hand in the early stages of the game. But what a matchup this is, guys. Can we just appreciate that? How close these guys are in skill level? How interesting these games have been. All three of them so far. Look at that point difference. Only a 30-point difference. So Flojo couldn't really find the opportunity to get the damage in. Couldn't really find to damage Laser Raptor enough to get a small lead out of that. And maybe he's now looking for that economic tempo. He is storing up on food. So he's probably looking for that timing. But so is Laser Raptor. Flojo now, yes, did click up to castle. Minute 22. Laser Raptor does not have the resources, so Flojo will have that advantage. And if he's smart about it, he can instantly drop down that siege workshop and start tearing down the watchtowers. That will be a really big problem for Laser Raptor, because the watchtowers are now the main way for Laser Raptor to deal with this. He has a lot of archers, but that's not really going to do much against the composition that Flojo has here. Another tower going down for Laser Raptor. No cutting corners. But Flojo, again, he's not really making units, so it seems. He's slowly making some skirmishes. But once he clicked to that castle age, interestingly enough, he didn't keep the pressure going. And he's also not really preparing for anything. Now, he does have the resources. But he doesn't, now come to think of it. Oh no, there are villages over here. What is he going to build? He's actually going to build a barracks. So he's going to go for more infantry before he will hit that castle age. Meanwhile, Laser Raptor just clicked up to the castle age. So he will be a full 2 minutes behind. That's a long window for Flojo to deal damage. It's a very long video. You can do a lot in 2 minutes. That can seriously cripple your economy. And again, I think the number one thing to do for Flojo here is to just drop down that siege workshop as soon as he gets castle age. But no, it will be another barracks. What is the unit of choice going to be for Flojo? What is he planning on doing with the barracks? Militia and the men-at-arms upgrade. So he's going for the men-at-arms. Interestingly enough, I do not understand that that thought. Why the men-at-arms? Why the infantry? Yes, longswordmen. Well, your opponent is the Frankish player. He's going to make knights, my friend. I think a workshop and workshop units and pikes would have been a devastating combination here. But it's not what Flojo is going to be. That tower, however, will probably go down very soon. And that gives Flojo maybe an opportunity to do something, to walk right past it with minimal damage. And yeah, Laser Raptor now just started on mining the more logical gold mine, I would say. But he accumulated enough stone actually to get that castle and get it in a place to apply pressure to the tower line here. And again, would have liked it over here. So again, and this time it's just 2 tiles away from the correct place. You cannot deny him the wood line here. There's no point doing that. And you can apply so much pressure if you just put the castle here. So again, very big mistake in castle placement for Flojo. The knights will attempt the prevention of this castle, but these are longswordmen with an armor, and knights are not in this way too effective against that. So he will have the protection. He will probably finish that castle. Doesn't really have anything to answer for it. Again, he has made 3 barracks. It is not making units. Is on that double town center right now. Laser Raptor just making his 2nd town center. So a small lead for Flojo, but still here. Laser Raptor just simply taking the hill. He's saying, well, that's fine. If you don't take the stronger spot on the map, I will. And he's now simply walking past the camp. Probably figuring that if he just gets the... Oh no, will he again? Oh no, will he see the villagers? Ooh, that's a little bit lucky for Flojo, but for the 3rd time in a row, Laser Raptor simply just clicks towards the location where the units are headed for Flojo. Wait, he denied the castle. He denied the castle with the crossbow. That's amazing. And now the knights will come in. Flojo should probably micro the walls in order to get it done. And yes, he will. He will just be in time. Oh no, but there is a hole. Oh no, Flojo 11. Oh no. And the minimal damage, look. And what Flojo has been trying to do for the entire game. Laser Raptor is now simply just walking in. Flojo needed multiple towers, barracks, attempts to build castles to do damage to the economy of Laser Raptor. And Laser Raptor is just simply walking into his base. Oh no, Flojo, not like this. Not like this. Laser Raptor now just taking a full look into his base. While Flojo realizes that this castle maybe, I would have said, one of the last chances for him to apply some pressure, but he's going to delete it, probably rightfully so, because doesn't really have to, no, cannot lose that villager. Luckily doesn't lose that villager. Laser Raptor just assessing the situation, seeing that the base of Flojo is very tiny, and is now just slaying the villagers of Flojo. Oh no. Flojo, actually, he doesn't even have has a military building in his base. He has no way of dealing with these knights. And what is his answer going to be? He tried so hard to apply pressure to Laser Raptor, but he simply couldn't do it. He simply didn't find the in to deal enough damage to be of any meaning. Now the Knights have all the opportunity to connect with the skirmishers. There are a lot of towers though, and these are +2 skirmishers, so they will do a little bit of damage. Not enough though. Another temple will go down for Flojo. Does he have the gold then? Is that what he has? He's only 300 gold, so I'm not sure if that's the answer here, buddy. And now the point lead for Laser Raptor starts to skyrocket. And again, the game starts to get back into Laser Raptor's hands. Slaying the villagers. They're trying to get that knight down. They're actually succeeding somehow. The knights pulled back for reasons I do not understand. Who will win? Nearly the villager won, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. Now the knight will die though, but they will have done a lot of damage. A lot. And again, Flojo does just not really have the means to keep this pressure going. Now the first battering ram will come in, not for Flojo, but for Laser Raptor. Oh, and my microphone is falling off. I just caught it though, because I have ninja-like reflexes, as everyone knows. And now the crossbows will just simply kill the villagers that are smacking it. Oh. And that, yes, that monk will probably not. And Flojo says, I'm trolling, and resigns. And just like that, out of an instant, Flojo resigns. And Laser Raptor will be your very first Titans League tournament champion. Congratulations, you're the winner of eternal fame and the insane amount of like 40 euros or something, somewhat more, I don't know, an amount of money that is considerable, but not something that you can base your life plans on or anything. But congratulations anyway. Can I have a round of applause while I drink some water because I'm dying? 60 euros, and I just saw someone in chat saying that he donated some money, so probably somewhat more. So thank you for the donation. And thank you for Flojo and Laser Raptor for providing us with this amazing finals. I think that this was everything we've hoped for. I think we have seen 3 games of 2 players that were very close to in skill level, and that were both really deserving of being in this finals. And what a journey this has been, guys. Oh my word. We've had some amazing games. We've had hilarious games. We've had long games. We have close games. Interesting games. Micro games. Macro games. Everything. And it all led to this moment. Laser Raptor winning the very first tournament. And just like that, it is over. We have another rich man in our midst. And now all kinds of people probably looking at Laser Raptor and thinking, I could be that guy one day. If I just train enough, I can be that guy. And then you would be right. Because the 5th of March will be the next opportunity for everyone to step in to the shoes of Laser Raptor and Flojo and all the other participants of this very first Titans League. The 5th of March, we will return with the 2v2 tournament. For everyone who didn't play in the coming tournament and is interested in playing, you can find a link to the sign-in form below. And you can sign up. If you've already participated in a tournament, you don't have to fill it in. You will get an automatic message. Yes, I will spam email you for the rest of your life with Age of Empires tournaments. Congratulations. If you need to have spam in your email, this is the best spam. Thank you I see thank you for hosting. Thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciated the amount of people that watched every stream. There were a lot of dedicated fans, the positivity, the enthusiasm, and I very much hope to build the economy. I'm always hoping to build the economy. I like a good economy, but I'm also hoping to build this community and get an awesome 2v2 tournament. So I would like to thank you all. Let me wait. I will do. Wait. I got this, guys. I got this. I will go and do this. Just wait a little bit longer, and then I'll do that, this, and that. I had this kind of planned for whoever the winner would be, but it doesn't really matter right now. I had the bracket screen with the yes, it made it. Yes, look at that. His name on top. He did it. LaserRaptor is the winner. Congratulations to him. He will be forever the winner and first champion of the Titans League. I thank you all. I will see you guys the 5th of March. Maybe there will be a stream, just a single stream somewhere where I do games of any kind of type of sorts or whatever. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I'm not promising anything, but just maybe. But what's certain is that I will return the 5th of March with the 2v2 tournament. Until then, you just have to survive without me. I thank you all again for watching. It's been quite a ride. It went very fast, the 2.5 months. And I will see you guys the 5th of March. Bye bye, guys. I love you all.
You're gonna break my heart. You're gonna tear it apart.